maintenance compartment on the driver's side, we do have our water fixture knobs in here as far as how we want our water flow to go. We're going to touch on that in a second. We have our fuel station, and then we'll also have our black tank flush, which is going to be incorporated with our black and gray tank dumps right here. We'll touch on black tank flush when we get to that. We have our city water connection up there. That's important to know where that is whenever we touch on our city water fixtures and everything right here. Real quick, we also have our shower, hot and cold, there on the side. And let's go ahead and hit on these valves right here so we know where our water is going. All right, so we have our valve assembly right here. These two valves incorporate with these two valves right here. Now our city fixtures, that is meaning that we are hooked up to that outside city water connection we talked about. With a hose from the campsite, we turn that water hose on, we turn the city fixtures, and that's going to run water to all of our faucets and everything on the interior. Our city fill tank, same thing. We have the water hooked up to the city water connection. We're at our house. We want to fill that fresh tank. In order to do that, we're going to go to the 1 and 6 positions up top, and then we turn that water on, and that will begin to fill our tank. We can monitor how much water we have in that tank whenever we get to the inside. Now keep in mind, this does add more weight to your unit. If you don't need it, dump it. We don't want that water to become stagnant. It's also adding, like I said, more weight to our unit. So try to be conservative how much you put in there if you want to. It will make a difference, and we'll show you where that drain for that is here shortly. Our country fill sanitized tank, that is if we want to sanitize our fresh tank. We would go ahead and hook a water hose up to that city water connection, turn to the 1 and 4 position, kick on our water pump, and we put that other end of the water hose in a mixture of bleach and water. We can fill that tank and sanitize that system. Normal flow is going to be, if we want to use the water pump, which would be water from our fill tank that we did, we would go to 3 and 5, kick on the water pump, and that would pull from our fresh tank out to our fixtures to be able to have water if we don't have a city water connection. Last one is sanitize and winterize our lines. We showed you that low point drain outside. We would drain all the water out of our low point system. Same thing, hook a water hose up to our city water connection, run it to a bottle of RV antifreeze, turn it to the positions 2 and 4, kick our water pump on, and that will pull that RV antifreeze into our lines. Now we do have more information for winterization in our owner's manual, as well as a few videos on our HAPS Helpful Hacks.